Yeah. All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Just waiting a minute or two. I'm gonna get started. All right. Almost there. I'll just wait for 20 people to join and we're gonna get started. I think we have quorum. Let's get started. Pete, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thanks so much. Hey, everyone. It's great to see you all. As always, the llm-d community does have a code of conduct that you will abide by being a member of this community. You can find a link in the community notes. If you're new here, we do have a Slack. You can join it via that link. That's where a lot of the communication is happening inside of the various SIG channels inside of there. And if you do need any help, you can just add the community team in there. I do want to call out that we're running for probably another week and a half or so, a request for feedback on the upcoming 0.4 release. And we're trying to get feedback on the new customized based method for deploying the wide EP well-lit path. So there is a Google form there. If you've gone through that, if you have opinions on it, please fill out the form, give us your thoughts. It's going to directly drive our roadmap related to that. And if you do have any questions, you can pop into Slack and we'll be more than happy to help you out. And then, yeah, lastly, just talking about some of the upcoming events. And it was great to see so many of you at PyTorchConf. If you were there, a lot of great demos that were happening. And we hope to get some of those recordings up on the llm-d YouTube channel. So if you did miss it, can share those out. Also, AMD Dev Day was going on in the previous week. We do have some upcoming events as well, Cloud Native and Kubernetes AI Day on November 10th, as well as KubeCon. There'll be many llm-d related talks with contributors there. And if you do have your own event that you want us to highlight, just shoot me a message on Slack and I'll be happy to share it out. So we do try to keep the community events page updated. There's a link there. So if you do have anything to add, you can submit a pull request to the project or just let me know. Happy to help out. And yeah, Carlos, I'll pass it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Pete. Yeah, very good. So I see some new faces. So for the ones that are new here, first time, welcome. Again, we run this very open community. Agenda is always like open forum, so feel free to chime in, ask questions, again, complain. Then we go through a more like broadcast approach where we just go through the SIG updates. We start with open forum and just have one item on PyTorch conference. I just want to take a few minutes to celebrate and congratulate the team. We had a very good presence at PyTorch conference. It was actually very nice to see how many people already knew about llm-d. Almost everyone that I talked to, they were aware of the project. And it's amazing that we're hitting exactly the type of user that we're going after, the one that someone already kind of running a platform, understands the pain point. There was no like selling, like they already kind of understood what they're going after. And most of the people that I talked to, and I think that goes across the team, they were looking for like how to engage. So that was very good to see. Kudos to everyone in this call, our team, extended team. A lot of us were there, and it was very good to see. We're getting some interesting feedback across the board. Interesting shout outs as well. If you're there and attended the VLM talk, we got a very nice shout out from Simon. I don't know if Simon is here, but thanks for that. I think it's a great cross pollination. in this community is exactly the type of thing that we wanted to see. So kudos to everyone. More to come. So KubeCon is next. We have a few sessions there. So it's just, again, great to see that we have this very, very broad reach. Thanks to you as an extended team. With that, before we go to the other two topics, is there anything else for Open Forum? Anyone want to chime in with anything? Okay, so Sally has a very interesting one. So I'll hand over to you, Sally.
Cool. Just a second. All right, so first I want to make sure I have the script running. I have llm-d running with the precise prefix cache aware guide. And this script is available in our docs/monitoring/scripts. This is a script I use all the time to just generate metrics and some errors too. In fact, I'm just going to keep running it. There we go. And I wanted to show, because I noticed there was a PR that merged a few weeks ago that kind of, I missed it. It's the Gateway API Inference Extension merged the beginning to tracing. They merged a tracing initializer. So the wheels are turning, like tracing is happening. There aren't many interesting spans at all yet, though. So now that we've decided that, we're going to dig in with tracing, we need to get together as a community to put some more interesting spans in. I added a few. I've been obsessed with this over the past 48 hours. So I added a few. I have my working branches here. I opened up a draft PR here. Not to be merged or reviewed, just so you all can see what it takes to get tracing set up, because it's a lot. And as a community, we're going to have to, if this is important to us, we have to make it a lot easier. So literally most of the last 48 hours I spent. So I have some working branches here where I created some custom spans. I also had to add propagation to the Gateway API Inference Extension to connect the VLLM traces. So I also enabled tracing in VLLM. That is a real pain in the butt, because you actually have to build your own VLLM image. So again, as a community, we can offer the OTel enabled VLLM image. I just started from the VLLM image and just added the OTel packages. So not a huge deal, but you don't want to be pushing and pulling that 15 gig image around. So there's that. And then, so you install Prometheus and Grafana, which again, there's a script in our docs already, and llm-d for that. But on top of that, for tracing, install the OpenTelemetry operator and an OpenTelemetry collector instance, which I have here. You either need Tempo or Jaeger. I found that for tracing, Jaeger's just way nicer, way better look. So I use Tempo and Grafana for metrics, but Jaeger for tracing. So that's that. And that's it. Oh, and then you have to add to the values some tracing specific things enabled in the Gateway API Inference Extension. This is how you enable it. Give your endpoint. Give some environment variables. Yep. Someone has a question?
That's me, Sally. But you need a custom image for EPP with OTel enabled stuff as well for tracing?
No custom image. No.
Okay.
You just enable it. Yep. So with EPP, you can do this today. Yeah, no custom image. And then, but VLM, yes, you have to build the image, which I've outlined here. I even gave a Docker file for it, which I could submit upstream if you want it. But and then in the decode and prefill pods, you have to add a few things. OTel traces endpoint, some environment variables. And then you just Helm file apply, and if you're lucky, things work. It's a lot. So here are some custom traces custom spans that I added in the Gateway API Inference Extension, and then in I think I added them. I think the ones that are showing up are the ones I added in the KV Cache Manager. So these are real interesting ones. And then, the KV Cache Manager. I also added some spans to the inference scheduler, and then in VLLM, there's just the one. LLM request. I thought there would be more, but there aren't. So again, we can just like add all these custom spans as much as we want as a community. But you can see that they're, oh, let me delete. You can see that they're connected, which is kind of cool. So you can see, yeah, the different, there's information in all of these too. I will go into more of a deep dive in the SIG observability call on Thursday, or we can just like dig into this more. I know we don't have a lot of time today, but I wanted to mention that it is not easy to set up tracing. Also, these are working branches that I have that we can work together, collaborate on to get them into the release. So yeah.
Sally,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Dr. Yu. I'm sorry. I thought you had.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So over the last week, Greg and I got together and we kind of updated the Prometheus Grafana install script, and there are a few more dashboards that are in a PR, kind of ready to merge. So there's like a drill down diagnostic dashboard, and there's also a failure and saturation indicator. So I create failures in the generate load script that I use. So that's why there are errors. It's not really that we have a bad project. So that too, check that out. It's an open PR and llm-d.
Hey Sally, this is great. I'm sure we didn't do justice like in terms of like doing the deep dive. So I also suggest folks to come to the SIG observability to see more. I'll just say something very quick. This is very timely. Feedback that we get very often, especially from the ones doing things in production or trying to get things to production, is of course debugging, tracing, right? So showing that we can do this, it's great. And maybe Greg, we should discuss any way to package this in one of our guides. I know that you guys discussed, but maybe just for the community here, there's a way to consume this in a more packaged way. We'll go a long way. So very good. I know that we are short of time, so Sally, thanks a lot. Maybe go to the next topic in open forum, and again, follow up details on in the SIG observability. Thank you. Ashok, do you want to talk about Inference Max shout out a little bit?
Yeah. I can maybe quickly present. Yeah, so just briefly on Inference Max. So Semi-Analysis published their benchmarks and this dashboard where they basically have like a few models, DeepSeek and GPDOSS and Llama 70B. And you can see like the accelerators, mainly the NVIDIA GPUs and some AMD ones. So they publish like numbers with like different use cases and like cost comparison. So we were looking at what it would take for us to reproduce the result. So this doc that is attached to the meeting notes has some details on their benchmarking methodology and how we were able to reproduce the numbers they have on like a basic VLLM single server deployment with Llama 70B on H100. Just to call out, I think the top things are they're basically they have like a benchmarking script which is sort of similar to the VLLM one with slight tweaks to it. They run with like specific max num sequence, and they tie concurrency to the number of sequences that they are sending. It looks a little basic with like the main thing to call out here is they run prefill heavy, decode heavy, and sort of an even split with 1K, 8K, 8K, 1K, and 1K, 1K tokens. And they sort of use like a normal distribution centering around like 80% sequence length. Like, so we sort of like reproduce that with like this inference perf config. So we should be able to run this today. And here are some results that sort of compares like the charts that they have. The scale on the axis is a little different, but if you look at the numbers, this stops off about like 2,500 tokens somewhere. Here we are like closer to that number, and similarly like the other use cases here, we have numbers for too. The last thing I wanted to call out is like next steps. We are planning to add like the configuration that we used to repro Inference Max results into like the llm-d benchmark as like new experiments. So if we, in the future, if we want these numbers with like wide expert parallelism or other specific well-lit paths on llm-d, it should be easier for us to run through that automation and get that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ashok. Maybe two quick questions from me. Would it make sense to actually call some of the scripts from Inference Max in our infrastructure? Do you see anything that they have that we don't, or is there an integration that would make sense?
Yeah, I think we have the ability to plug in different harnesses, so we can directly call Inference Max script as well. One thing about the script is they have it in like a separate a repo, not in the Inference Max repo itself. So I'm not sure what their plans are for how they want to maintain it going forward. But yeah, we should be able to directly use that script too. We were just putting this together right now, so it was easier to repro on our side. But we can add Inference Max as like a separate harness.
Great.
Let's table the discussion a little bit because we already have 4 harnesses. I'm trying to reduce the number of harnesses, not increase, but let's discuss that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you both. Any other topic for Open Forum? Okay. We're a little behind, so let's get into SIG updates. Tyler?
Yeah, I'll go quick. So one calling out, yeah, we're way behind. We need desperately, pretty pathetic that we don't have YDP CI. So we're going to get some that'll run on commits like DP size 2 with like we need to produce a block quantized DeepSeek V2 Lite model and then get this running on commits. And then we have access to new access to an 8x B200 system that we're going to use to run like larger, less frequent jobs. Still like single node, but we think that will catch most of the issues. VLM 0.11.1 still not out, but yeah, will come out. This is like day to day. Highlights here, just PyTorch 2.9, CUDA 12.9. For 0.4, we're working on low latency optimizations at high priority. So a couple trackers here. One for spec decoding, where we're trying to push support everywhere. It's CUDA 12.9. It's not CUDA 13, Greg, actually.
Oh, my bad.
So no, this is actually like kind of a fine point. So like PyTorch came out with 13, like as like the experimental version of CUDA is like 12.9. So 12.9 default is 12.2.9. PyTorch 2.9 default is 12.8. There's experimental 13.0. VLLM ran into issues going to 13, but we need at least 12.9 for Deep Gem. So they put out a special build for like 12.9. Okay. Tracker for spec decoding, tracker for async scheduling, making it on by default and making it work with spec decoding. So really important for low latency. We also have a bunch of torch.compile fusions in progress that'll help with this case as well. This CUDA visible devices fix that's causing issues with NVSHMEM and causing issues on GKE. We landed it, caused issues in some cases, so we reverted it. Soon we'll land again. And then we've been working on GB200 and VL72. So doing some setup and profiling right now. We've seen identified some optimizations we need to do for Deep Gem, mostly overheads from quantization format, maybe some other things. Saw these in Clayton's older results, or like his profile results with 0.11. So hopefully we can bring up those performance numbers as well as the GB200s. And then we're going to be benchmarking all backends. So main options are DPP plus Deep Gem. There's also a hybrid DPP kernel that should be good on B200 that we've been working on optimizing, working on integrating, but it's not done upstream yet. And then the other all backend we're looking at is FlashInfer.
All right. Thanks, Tyler. One question from me quick. This is not, some of the issues are not specific to GB and B200s only, right?
Yeah, with the like upstream CI and bugs we've been hitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thanks. Thanks, Tyler. Let's move over to Vita or Nili.
Yeah, hey, so the sidecar component is now inside the scheduler repo. all the related issues are closed, open PRs are under review. So no more separation between the sidecar and the scheduler. The activator code that enables the scale from zero functionality is also now in the scheduler repo. Once the flow control will support emitting metrics, we will not need it, but as of now, it is there and enables the scale from zero. The good news, data parallel is working and tested. Now there is a PR under review, but this should end and be merged in the coming days. Shmuel found a bug, which is something that I also posted in the Slack of disaggregated PD. The max tokens of the prefill nodes was not enforced, which means that the prefill node also did decode in chat completion. So there is a bug fix. We will do a patch for that also.
It's merged.
It's merged, okay. Okay.
The issue was actually raised some time ago. We just noticed it.
Yeah. Okay. Itai introduced GitHub dashboards. There is a link here. There it gives views on the issues, open issues, and PR. So that's an interesting also maybe for others. And there were several inference gateway scheduler proposal, multimodal support on a single APP, model reward traffic splitting, batch inference. Please, you are welcome to comment and review.
All right. Thanks, Neely. Let's do now KV disaggregation with Danny, I guess, because I don't see Maroon, right? Danny, are you covering?
Yeah, Danny's
Okay.
here.
Yeah, go for it, Danny. You might be on mute if you're speaking. Okay.
Danny? Okay.
Let's keep moving, then we come back, okay? Benchmarking, Ashok or Marcio?
Yeah. On benchmarking, I think the main things to call out are first, again, exploring an intelligent treatment generator. There was a demo with some initial results there. This is going to theoretically figure out how we can reduce the search space for benchmarking, because there are a lot of different dimensions that we are looking at here. And then we enabled nightly benchmarking run on GKE with H100. Today it's running end-to-end, but we want to make sure the well-lit parts are covered here. And the last one to call out is the Config Explorer library has more functionalities now, which allows you to find the optimal configuration. So if you have a specific SLO, there is a Pareto curve in the analysis chart, which tells you which configuration actually gets you the optimal performance for yours, right? So those are the three main things.
Yeah, sure. Quick question. For the GKE H100 nightly, is this more than one node or single node?
This one, I think we can run with more than one node. We have a capacity for multiple H100 missions there.
Okay.
We are not running multi-node yet, but that's the plan.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Should we cover observability now, Sally?
Yeah, just real quick, the stuff I showed in the demo. Also, there's still the tracing proposal open, but I need to rework that. There are a bunch of co-authors, so hopefully you all won't mind if I just update it with the current state of GAI and stuff. That's it.
Sounds good. All right. Auto scaling. I think
Yes,
Tamar. Yeah.
So basically there are three categories of things that we're working on right now. The first category is just robustness, test coverage, and basically preparing for the 0.4 release. So you see here we have a Helm chart which is published. There is an epic and a lot of E2E testing working. We moved from using the VLLM emulator to VLLM SIEM. So that's the first category. The second category are things that have to do with improving the performance of the algorithms themselves. So really, the auto-scaling claim for fame is to the ability to address inter-token latency, ITEL. For TTFT, the best way to improve it is obviously through KV caching. So we see a big improvement. However, KV caching does nothing to inter-token latency. That's why you need the auto-scaling. You need to respond and adjust and increase or reduce the number of instances. Nonetheless, we do need to take TTFT into account. So we added a new functionality to take TTFT into account when we're doing auto-scaling. We're also improving the analytics on inter-token latency. So the thing is, what you need to know, that inter-token latency is based on queuing theory. Queuing theory is a parameterized thing. There is alpha and beta parameters. These alpha and beta parameters are extracted from the benchmarking data. If the benchmarking data doesn't agree with the actual reality, then you're going to be a little bit off. And that's the issue that we have observed. And that's why we're now introducing a tuner, which is based on Kalman filters. It's a technique that is basically watching the behavior online as the system is working, and adjust the parameter of the queuing model so that it's going to be more accurate, and we're getting very good results. So this is work in progress. So that's the second category, which is improving the performance of the algorithm itself. It's pretty good right now, but we're working to make it even better. The third category is net new functions that we're introducing to the scale to 0 and scale from 0 is the net new function. And this is work which we're doing very closely tied with the inference scheduler, because we need to get an event from the inference. So to scale to 0 it's not that easy, but okay, we can handle it. However, to scale from 0, we need to know that there is actually an event where a message that was being sent, there is no model for it. There is no model instance for it. So that's where the interaction with the inference scheduling is happening. And again, that's also work in progress.
Thanks, Tamar. Very good. Installation and CI/CD with Greg.
Carlos, we have Danny
Yeah.
also here, so we can come back.
Yes, we'll come back. Yeah, sure. Yes, we will. Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
So the key things for installation are mostly just like doc fixes and helping Sally with the monitoring stuff. Most of the work kind of on this end has really been in the CI/CD neck of the woods. Will Eaton put a massive effort towards enabling our builds to support both ARM and to support Ubuntu containers as well, because we got a lot of feedback that was important. And then in additional here, there's this EFA support. We had a AWS specific image. This PR will kind of enable EFA support in the main CUDA image, but it also brings a ton of other advancements. It lets us build from scripts. It enables the NV-SHMEM UCX backend. There's a bunch of really cool stuff in here. Splitting the build stage into 2 different layers. That way we can pick up on caching if you're just making a change for VLLM versus all the different kernels. Please check it out. It's a ton of optimizations there. So that's kind of like the key work between Will's stuff and mine there for CI/CD and container enablement.
Great. Thanks, Greg. And finally, let's go back to Danny.
Can you hear me now?
Segregation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost audio. Sorry about that. So we have a couple of new items. One is we have an RFC out on a native llm-d storage connector. That's a very thin and lean connector that will go directly to storage. It's not tiered. It's not LM cache. It should be very simple to work. And we're working on benchmarking and getting it as efficient as possible out. So the RFC is out already. Hopefully we'll have the PRs coming soon. We have another RFC on work optimizing the existing connectors. Idea there is, this is a VLLM RFC. The idea is to arrange things a bit differently in memory so that you can now move things. And this would be any connector, either Nixle connector or offloading connectors, rather than calling each layer separately. You'll get a one call for everything in one shot. So that's going to improve throughput significantly. for these connectors. We already have some tests with the Nixel connector and offloading connector showing this is effective, and now we're just evaluating the effect on overall DLLM. So far, it looks promising. Other than that, we have a progress on multi-LoRa support. The PR will be coming soon to allow that. Merge disaggregation to canization PR. It's coming from folks at Alibaba. There's a question.
Right. Thanks, Danny. Any comments, questions across the 6 updates? All right. We're a bit over, so feel free to follow up in Slack and the SIG weeklies. Thank you all for joining. I see you all next week. Thanks to the whole team. So, as usual, a lot of work behind us. Thank you.